Yes, we are back again in Planet Zoo, somewhere we haven't been for 5 years. First went through this then, and well, I think I'll be missing out on a lot. It's getting a lot of good reviews. There's a lot of DLCs, a lot of expansions and things. So I thought, well, why not come back and give it another go? So, gonna start from the very beginning and go through the tutorial because it's 5 years. I can't remember what I'm doing. I can't remember what I was doing 5 hours ago. So, for those watching on YouTube, there'll be links in the doobly doo below to where you can get the game. A link down there to the Twitch page where you can watch me live on Twitch, and the link down there to the Discord server as well. Good afternoon then to Stokey, to Magic Feet, to Trenty, to Colin, just the five. Exactly. So why not? Is this going to be a zoo with many giraffes and elephants? We'll have to wait and see. I have already promised that I will be naming the animals after people in the community. So that's going to be a thing. So yes, it's given me the option to start again. I've already set up an avatar thing, which is I've set as being in the UK. I don't know who all these other people are. Oh, here's Rich T. Hang on. Have we got other people? Oh god, this is gonna be scary, isn't it? So you got Rich T. We got Taken, who looks like that apparently. We got Tiger, who doesn't look like that. We got Wandless, who apparently looks like that. And we got me, who, yeah, that's sort of right. So anyway, I think it's your friends indeed. Right, let's click on the career and let's go through the tutorial then. Right, we'll start. That's a lion. We'll start new and see what happens. I could just sit and listen to the music. Good thing, really, because it's on. Animals will be fed if moved to quarantine, which could be useful. Oh, God.
Ah, heyo at Hematu. Yeah, yeah. Oh, sorry about that. I have a habit of slipping back into the Planko language. It's good to finally meet you in person. I'm Bernard, although I insist you call me Bernie. The only person who calls me Bernard is my wife. And even then, only when I've tracked elephant dung into the carpets. As you know, I own several zoos, but I always like to show people the ropes here at my home. This is the first zoo I ever opened, and a source of great pride for me. And prides, thanks to a lion breeding program we ran in the 80s. But we're in the middle of a big renovation, and that's where you come in. Sadly, our old contractor had to retire after developing a fur allergy. Poor devil kept sneezing his dentures into the lion habitat. So, it's up to you to finish everything off. Don't worry, though. I'm not completely throwing you in at the deep end. My head keeper, Nancy Jones, will be lending a helping hand. Oh, she's a hard worker, and she'll expect you to be too. But I'm sure you'll get along like a house on fire, or even better, one that isn't on fire. Less shouting that way.
Hello there.
Hang
From
on.
that rosy, fresh face of yours, I'm guessing you're Bernie's new hire. Good. Now, I hope you're ready to ditch your diploma because we're about to get really hands-on. But before we begin the real work, how about we familiarize you with the zoo by learning how to fly around it and visiting some of our beautiful animals? We'll start by popping over and having a look-see at the grizzly bears in their habitat.
Good afternoon to Nigel and McBone. How's the painting going? Anyway, we've got to go to the... Where are we going? To the... Grizzly bears? Oh, there. With a bit where it's flashing.
Did you know that grizzly bears, also known as Ursus arctos horribilis, can hibernate for up to 7 months a year? Oh, but then again, given the chance, I think a lot of people would do that too.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
Select one of the bears and you'll bring up its information panel. This is where you can find out all kinds of information about your animal. The most important thing being its overall welfare. You'll learn more about animal welfare today as we go through your objectives. But for now, let's enjoy this magnificent animal. Why don't you select the camera at the bottom of its information panel?
It's a bear.
See now, this is a fantastic way to get a close look at your animals. You can also get this view of an animal by simply double-clicking on it. Okay, when you're ready, let's pop over to the other side of the zoo and take a look at the lions. I've marked their location for you to find.
Okay, so how do I... Oh, okay. Lions and tigers and bears.
Panthera leo leo, or the West African lion to you and me. Lions are the most social of the big cats, and there can be as many as 40 lions in a pride.
Oh, here comes
although
lunch.
prides of that size are pretty rare. As Bernie would say, those lions are awesome, which is precisely why I handle training instead these days. Anyway, how about we get started on those objectives? Come on, let's head over to an empty habitat and see what needs doing there.
Okay. This one over here then. Roarsome. Rawr.
As you can see, it's a lovely space for animals, but it's missing a certain something.
Or an animal.
Well, 2 somethings. Warthogs. So I'd like you to adopt a pair of them. To adopt animals, we need to open the animal market, which is in the animal trading section.
Is that like an aisle in Tesco's? An animal market.
There we are. A pair of perfectly splendid warthogs for our zoo. Just click on them and select Adopt from the side menu. Normally the animal exchange would be full of animals, but I've emptied out the market while you learn how it works. The last thing I need is you accidentally ordering a dozen elephants.
Why not? What if I want to?
When you adopt an animal, it's automatically placed in the trade centre, where they're held until you're ready to move them into their habitat, which, as it happens, you are. So how about you move them into their new home?
Animal trading. In there. Click on them. Send to zoo. There. And then the other one, I'm guessing. There.
When you ask for an animal to be moved into a habitat, your caretakers will go to the trade centre, collect your animal, and deliver them to your selected habitat. I've marked the trade centre's location, so let's go and watch the caretakers in action.
Let's go. Have you? Where? Oh, there.
Well, as you can see, those caretakers don't hang about. They'll move those animals to their destination as fast as possible. Of course, normally we'd have to place the animals into quarantine before moving them into a habitat, but I am assured by a person of good standing that these warthogs are in the very rudest of health.
That's it.
Right,
Just
let's get the warthog's habitat finished up so we can keep them nice and happy. You see, each animal in the zoo has an overall welfare statistic, basically how happy they are. And that overall welfare statistic is itself comprised of 4 different areas: nutrition, social health, habitat, and enrichment.
See.
Luckily, if you select an animal, you'll bring up their animal welfare information panel, which we saw earlier, where you can see how they're doing. That way, you'll know exactly what areas need to be addressed. Don't worry if that's a lot to remember. You can always check the Zoopedia for more information.
Yep, you're bombarded.
Let's start
Oh, God.
by making sure we're taking care of the warthog's nutrition welfare. To do this, we'll need to place a food station and a drinking station. Now, each animal requires a different type of feeding station. And for the warthogs, it's a small feeding trough. So let's add one of those and a water bowl.
So I bombarded with information. Right, habitat. She just keeps going and going and going. Right, so small water bowl we'll plonk there. And a feeding station. There. Is that done? I got I think I need a pond. No, it just said a small water trough and a feeding station, wasn't it? Hang on, up here. Somebody tell me what. No. How do I get back to what she was telling me? So if I plonk the wrong thing down. Oh, no, we go. That's food going in. Ah, have I selected the wrong... Hang on, that's the food trough. It's got to be the water one. Food trough. Water bowl. Aha.
Animals
There you
also
go.
require stimulation to keep them happy. Let's add a lovely mud bath for the warthogs to roll around in. That bath will count towards their enrichment welfare, specifically their toy enrichment welfare.
Okay, so habitat again. Enrichment. A mud bath. Oh, God.
Oh, nice work. You've got a knack for this, I see. Now, our contractor had to leave in a hurry, so this place is in a fair old state. Unfinished thingamajigs and whatsits all over the shop. But the first thing we need to finish is the ostrich habitat. It's over near the hippos.
Okay. Ostrich habitat. So we plonked our warthogs down. Then we move over to ostriches.
Oh, before we actually start building our ostrich habitat, let's pause the game. Just click the pause button in the bottom right corner. Ah, that's more like it. A quick break. Sometimes it's a good idea to pause the game whilst you're doing something which requires your concentration, because it'll stop the zoo spinning out of control while you're looking the other way. Let's keep the game paused while we get this ostrich habitat built. Okay, job number 1 here is to add a habitat gate before we complete the barrier. Every habitat needs a habitat gate. After all, how else would the keepers get in and out? Just make sure it's hooked up to the path so the keepers can reach it.
Would I put a gate in without connecting it to the path? No. Yeah, probably. We actually put it in the wall. Okay.
Right.
There we go.
Let's complete the perimeter barrier so we can adopt us some ostriches. I've marked out an area for you to use, so I'd like you to finish off the perimeter using the brick barrier.
Oh, God, don't do that. Hi, Sim.
Good work. Remember, before you can place animals in any habitat, it has to have a full loop of connected barrier. Now, you've probably noticed that guests can't actually see into this habitat at the moment. At least not without a stepladder. But seeing as they're banned, I'd like you to select a piece of barrier and swap out the brick for a glass barrier, so the guests can see in.
Okay. How's it being a zookeeper? Apart from being nagged at by the Welsh. Okay. Just do that. Plus. No. So how to glass, barring the browser to swap it. Oh, that's selecting that. Well, actually, that hasn't done it. Okay, am I doing something wrong? Click the thing. Enter. Nope. So how do you actually... Okay. Doesn't actually tell you how you actually insert it. That doesn't do anything. That highlights the whole wall. We don't want to do that. And that does nothing. That adds sections in. How do you actually...
There we go.
Oh.
Adding in more windows gives guests even more opportunities to see the animals in a habitat. It's always best to make sure the guests can get a good view into a habitat from the path they're walking on, because it makes them happy, and because this would be a pretty terrible zoo if they couldn't. The last thing we need to do is to add a donation box. You see, when guests enjoy the view of an animal, they'll make a donation. Just make sure you put them in easy-to-reach places, like near a viewing point. Donation boxes are one of the main sources of income for the zoo, so make sure you remember them.
Okay. Tie off, stroppy, and she.
Now, before we adopt our ostriches, you should click the play button. After all, if the game's paused, then so are our caretakers, which will make it a bit tricky for them to deliver the ostriches, eh? By the way, as well as pausing the game, you can speed the game up by clicking on the fast forward button. It'll run everything at 2 times and 5 times faster. It can be useful, especially if you're waiting for money to accumulate or for animals to be delivered to your habitat. Personally, I use it when I'm waiting for a brew to finish. All right, you've finished the habitat, so it's high time we adopted those ostriches, don't you think? Let's get 4 of them in here.
4? Okay. Adopt, 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 adopt. And then we go to the animal trading. Send to zoo. There. Oh. Send to zoo. Send to zoo. And send to zoo.
While we wait for them to be collected by the caretakers and brought to the habitat, you should get it ready for them. Add a suitable feeding station, water station, and an appropriate food enrichment item. It's often best to place things like enrichments and feeding stations near to the habitat perimeter, so guests can get a really good view of the animals.
Okay, so habitat, a slow feeder, which we'll put somewhere there, and a water trough. Oh god, that's a box, and enrichment items. That's the food enrichment. Toys. Okay. It's an ostrich. It's 2 ostriches. Ostrichi. So the keepers should come over now and add food and water to this. I just open the crate and let them run around, yeah. I'm waiting. I'm going to be naming animals after people in the community. I'm waiting to see what suitable animals we get. If we get a hippo, obviously it's going to be Michael. So is that it? Is that all 4 of them in? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, we have got all 4 of them in. So what was she waiting for me to do? I've got the slow feeder. Unless it's got to wait and actually put food and drink in that. How do I get back to the... Oh yeah, he's having a wee in the water trough. was it else it wanted me to do? Food bowl. I'll try and put a food bowl down. Oh, there we go.
Oh, good to see the ostriches have somewhere they can really stretch their legs. Did you know they can actually run at 43 miles per hour? Oh, heaven forbid they ever escape. The speed camera fines alone would bankrupt us.
Well, Bernie certainly seems impressed. Did he do his speed camera joke? Every time we get an ostrich. So, now we've made the ostriches' lives a bit better, let's do the same for the keepers, shall we? To make it easier for the keepers to feed the ostriches and hippos, we should build a new keeper hut. Keeper huts are where the keepers prepare the food for animals, so they should be placed near to the habitats to make sure the keepers don't waste their time walking when they should be looking after the animals.
Okay. Oh, God. So a keeper hut somewhere then. Facilities.
You'll need to rotate the keeper hut to get it to connect up to the path.
Does it want me to put it anywhere in particular or not? Oh, God, that's a lot of space we got. Oh, we want me to put it there. Okay. She is very surly. How do I rotate? Z. Oh, God. So that sort of angle. There we go.
This keeper hut only has space for one keeper, but the larger keeper hut can allow multiple keepers to prepare food at the same time. Oh, but bear in mind that keeper huts and other staff facilities shouldn't be placed near to areas where there are lots of guests. Guests don't like seeing facility buildings, and it can affect their happiness. Negatively. In case that wasn't clear. Something that all facilities, shops, and a whole host of other objects need is power. And that obviously includes your newly built keeper hut. So let's place a transformer next to it, shall we?
Robot in disguise.
Now, the reason everything has gone blue is because you're using the power heat map. This map allows you to see what is and what isn't powered in your zoo. So once you've placed your transformer, you can click in the bottom left to turn the heat map off.
Invalid rotation. I've got it connected to the path, that's why.
Lovely work. Now the keepers can start using the hut to prepare food, and thanks to where you've put it, they won't need to walk very far to deliver it to the ostriches and hippos. Let's get on to your next objective then. Bengal tigers.
Rawr.
We want to adopt some, but I'm afraid there's nothing ready for them yet. Head on over to the plot of land I've marked out. It's not too far away.
Oh, one over here. Okay.
Righty, your next job is to build a habitat from scratch. And concrete and glass, I expect. So go ahead and build it. Just make sure that the habitat includes that big hole we've dug. Oh, and don't forget to add a habitat gate to the barrier.
Are you implying that
And make sure the guests will be able to see the tigers.
Obviously, if I can work out, put glass back in. Right. Barriers. Gonna put some barriers up, we are. We'll go with some red brick. Oh, God, that's... Alright, you're only letting me do it in that length. Okay. Oh, God, don't go for that. Alright. Okay. So around with the walls. And then we come back afterwards, add in the gate and add in the glassy type things. Right. Right, gate. If we put that up here somewhere, that's going to be somewhere close to the...
Now, Bernie takes safety very seriously at his zoos, so we should probably make sure those tigers can't jump out of their habitat, don't you think? The way we'll do it is by changing the height of the habitat's barrier. Okay then, you should start by double-clicking the habitat barrier, which will take you into barrier editing mode. Great. Now highlight the entire perimeter of the habitat. You can do that by clicking and dragging the barrier selection tool. Now you've got all of the perimeter selected, you can increase the height of it by clicking and dragging the barrier height tool upwards. You want to make sure it reaches a height of at least 3.7 meters.
Because tigers can't jump that high.
Now that the habitat is in place, don't forget to put down a donation box near to your viewing areas. We need every dollar we can get. Especially as these tigers aren't exactly eating instant noodles for lunch.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with instant noodles. Outside placement area. What? Well, I haven't got my glass along there. Why have you put it along there?
Okay, that's the habitat boundary complete, the habitat gate in place, and most importantly, the tigers won't be able to jump out of it anymore. I think it's time we adopted those tigers.
Well, hang on. I've got to put the glass... Hang on. So, I wonder if these paths are... No, they're not, are they? So, I couldn't put the habitat box anyway. Okay. Tigers. Bengal tiger. Raya and... 12 grand for a tiger? I think a lot of money. Feed Michael to the tigers.
Whilst our trusty caretakers collect and deliver the tigers, let's take a look at preparing the habitat for their arrival. We'll start with the basics. Add a suitable feeding station for them.
Right, food tray.
This time, instead of adding a water bowl, let's try something different. Some animals need a pool in their habitat so they can go for a swim, but they can also use it to drink from. All you have to do is make sure the banks of the pool have a gentle slope so they can easily get a nice, refreshing drink. There's already a pool excavated, but you still need to fill it with water. You should do that by going into Terrain and selecting the water tool.
Terrain. Pull up. Calm water, rough water. Okay, calm water, I'm guessing.
Yes, that'll do nicely. Of course, just like the warthogs and ostriches, these tigers will also need some enrichment. Why don't you add some suitable toy and food enrichment items into their habitat?
There we go. Actually fill it up with water. I think I slightly drowned one. Oh no, I didn't drown one of the tigers. It's fine. Right, place a toy. A rubbing pad. Okay. Is that what she wanted me to do? Food enrichment. Frozen blood pumpkins.
Okay, it's really starting to take shape. Now, the tigers will need a shelter in their habitat so they can hide from the guests, or more likely, the bad weather. Although, given that we're in England, you might want to think of that just as normal weather. Go on, add a shelter to their habitat. You can either build one from various suitable bits and bobs, or if you like, just pop down the blueprint that I've already built for you.
Yeah, that sounds like a sensible thing to do. Shelters. How do I rotate? There we go.
Oh, poor Dabs. I'm sure it can't have escaped your attention that the tigers look a bit miffed. That's because they aren't too keen on the type of terrain in their habitat. Select a tiger and bring up its information panel. Rightio. Click on the Terrain tab. That way you can view the terrain information and see how they feel about the different types of terrain. That'll tell you what the tigers need more of or less of in this habitat. Okay then, open the Terrain editing tool, select Painting, and give them some more soil. Yes, that should help with the habitat part of their welfare.
We need soil, we need short grass as well. Okay, but we'll go with Terrain, Painting, soil. Oh god, okay. Is that the wrong soil? Okay, heavy soil. And you also need grass long. Okay. Hang on, the soil's now gone back down. Well, Nico. Right, so soil's fine. Grass short, I've got to get up. And grass long, I've got to get up. If I take the grass long and the grass short up, grass short. Right, the grass short's fine. Oh, the grass long. Ah, I've got too much long grass. That's what it is. Okay, I've worked it out. Yeah. So, get rid of the long grass. So that comes down to green.
Right then.
There you
All
go.
animals need plants and trees from their own biome or continent. You know, deserts, savannas, or Asia, Europe, that sort of thing. It looks like these tigers need a few more plants in their habitat. To get a perfect fit, use plants from the rainforest and temperate biomes that are native to Asia. Although if you have to, you can get away with using just one or the other. The tigers will also want a certain amount of their habitat to be
God.
covered by those plants. To find out which plants to use and how many, select a tiger and go to the Environment tab. Now, as you can see, some of the plants currently in the habitat aren't quite right for the tiger, like the wattle bushes. You can remove them if you want. You can find all of the plants you need in the nature section, and you can use the filters to only show the types of plants you want to see. In this case, that's plants from the rainforest or temperate biomes.
This is more in depth than Planet Coaster. You don't have to put up with the needs of a roller coaster in Planet Coaster. So I need black spruce tree. Okay. Which isn't there? Scots pine, holly tree, hawthorn, elm tree. Just plonk things down and go. Well, yeah, but you've got to keep the needs up, haven't you? So, arrowwood bush. Can't even find anything. Am I not? No. Plants. So, I'm confused. Nothing that they say they want that's in red. What if I just plonk? What if I just plonk something down? Is that going to make it get worse? Hang on, fight. Right, hang on. I can remove the things they don't like, can't I? Just by clicking on the Xy thing. There we go. Right. So plants is now at 0. Useful. Now you replace with plants. Like, yeah, that's up to 5%. Coverage is now at 10%, so I've got to get more coverage, haven't I? I'll put an elm tree in. Yeah, so I've got to get the coverage up, so you've got places to hide. Yeah, 15%. Plants is going up. Coverage up to 20%. Okay, we're getting there. Right, plants is up. I've just got to get a bit more coverage.
They say the good fences make good neighbors. I guess that's doubly true when one of the neighbors is a Bengal tiger. Still, those tigers look so happy that I doubt they'd leave, even if you did poke a hole in their fence. Oh, but for heaven's sake, don't test that theory.
Right, let's head over to the Indian peafowls. I've been told that we need to improve their social welfare.
Right, hang on. I've got to finish. I've got to get that up in the thingy first. But they're not happy. Fine. Sod you, tigers. We're having to move on. Where are we going now? Over here.
Now then, just find one of the peafowls and select them to open their information panel. Then we can have a good gander at how they're doing. Although technically, I suppose gandering would just be for geese.
Oh, it's a peacock. Peafowl.
Expand their social welfare and we can get a bit more detail.
Expand the social...
Now, they've clearly got plenty of space and they're not stressed, but it looks like their social group isn't quite right. So let's find out more. Click on the social tab at the top of their information panel to see what's wrong. Right, as you can see, the peafowls need their population to be larger. To solve this little problem, you'll need to adopt 3 more female peafowls. Off you pop to the animal market then.
Statue of you in the middle. Oh no, you will be named. We just got to find the suitable animals. Right, send to zoo. Send to zoo. And send to zoo.
Good work on those peafowls. I expect they'll be delivered soon. But sadly, it sounds like our snow leopard is a bit grumpy. Let's head over there and see what's wrong with her.
Grumpy the snow leopard. Where's... Oh, over here.
Just like people, animals can suffer from stress if things aren't quite right. You know, like when you see someone put in the milk before the tea bag.
Hey!
In the case of these snow leopards, they're a bit stressed by their lack of privacy. You can lower their stress levels by swapping out the normal glass barrier by their cave for one-way glass. It's not a cheap option, but I think they're worth the expense, don't you? This will give the snow leopards somewhere to go when they want to get away from the prying eyes of the guests.
Okay. Barriers. One-way glass.
Of course, when an animal isn't in its natural biome, it's probably going to be too hot or too cold. Unsurprisingly for the snow leopards, it's too hot. Even with the terrible British weather. You should help cool it down by adding some coolers to their habitat. But let's start by opening up the temperature heat map and having a look-see at the temperature in the leopard's habitat. As you can see,
Oh,
we
God.
already have one cooler in there. Let's pop some more down and get as much of the habitat as chilly as we can. Luckily for us, this habitat already has power, but you'll need to make sure of that in the future. Just so you know, if any part of a habitat is powered, then the whole habitat will be powered.
Train. Right. Habitat. Coolers.
You can find heat maps for all sorts of helpful things, so do be sure to explore them and make good use of them.
There you go.
It'll take a little while for the temperature to adjust once you've added coolers or heaters, but now we've got the coolers in, we can address the leopards' terrain welfare. You see, what the leopards really want in here is snow and rock, so let's make that happen.
That view. There you go. Tonight, by the way, we're back with some tabletop sim. Going to be doing some Uno and some Cards Against Humanity. Tomorrow lunchtime, going to be tackling Red Dead Redemption 2. And tomorrow night, something. Not sure what yet. Haven't got enough of us to do a quiz. So something tomorrow night. And then more stuff all next week. Right. So, terrain painting options. Snow. I'm sure we need to click on animals thing to see how happy he is. How happy are you with your environment? We don't like that tree. We don't like that tree. We don't like that. Okay, so coverage is fine. Run! Right, so we've got too much long grass, not enough snow. You want it to be all snowy, isn't you? Well, you are a snow leopard, I suppose.
Now then, all of that should give you a pretty good understanding of how to make animals happy. So I'd like you to go and check on all the other animals in the zoo and fix up any issues with their habitats. That'll increase the average welfare of the animals across the whole zoo. And that average welfare is a very important statistic. Now, to quickly see how all your animals are doing in the zoo, you should go into zoo management and then into the animals section.
Okay, we've got protesters.
As you can see, this list shows you the animals' overall welfare. So if something's amiss, then you can quickly pop over to them using the locate button. Right, I'm off for a cuppa while you make sure all the animals are well looked after.
So Speedy the tortoise apparently isn't happy. Not enough long grass, not enough sand. Lazy git. I'm still trying to think. We will go through and name them. Right, so you need more long grass in here then for Speedy the tortoise. There we go. And more sand. Oh god, that's the thing. There we go. That's you should be happy. Oh, you haven't got a shelter. You've got nowhere to do the sleeping thing, have you? So we go habitat, shelter. What the hell? Seems a bit big. That's Michael. Oh no, Michael's going to be a hippo if we've got one. Seems a bit excessive as a shelter, but there we go. Shelter space critically insufficient to cover all the animals, so we need another shelter. Okay. How many shelters do we need just to cover some flipping tortoise? Tortoises. There we go. Right, so yeah, happy. Okay. So zoo, animals, okay. Haha, right. Zebra and giraffe. So they're not happy. Why? Why are the zebras not happy? Where are you, zebra? You're a stripy horse, aren't you? Right, what do you need? Terrain. So short grass, long grass, less soil. Well, we'll solve that with short grass and long grass then, won't we? It's a bored zebra, yeah. Oh, God, zooming. All right, so lots of... Get the short grass up. There we go. Then long grass. Come on. All right, and soil, or less soil. Well, that's going to be solved by us putting down grass, isn't it? So the more we cover in grass, the less soil there is. Therefore, happy giraffes and zebras. Hang on, now we're getting rid of short grass. Uh-oh. There we go. So they're happy. Plants. Let's get rid of those then. Plants they don't like. So coverage is fine. Social. Yeah, they're quite happy. Yeah, we got happy enrichment. Oh, they want something to play with, basically. Don't we all? A dog ball? I'll give you a dog ball. There we go. I don't know what things do giraffes play with? A vegetarian jelly cake? No? Okay. Hanging grazing feeder? Oh, that did something. I'll have a couple of those then. Hanging barrel feeder? No? I have lots of things plonked around. It's a pumpkin? No, I don't like pumpkin. No. Just going to plonk everything down and see what works. No, not that. Then insufficient toy enrichment is being provided to cover all animals. Oh, that's why. Okay, hang on. A ball? A sprinkler. Oh, God. Don't put a sprinkler down. A tyre? No. Wind chimes? No. A tree? Oh, it needed a tree. There we go. I've got lots of things to play with now. Right. Zoo. Animals. Okay. Well, all the welfare's now in the green. All that for a sodding tree. Right. What animals have we got then? We got a grizzly bear, Okay, right. Let's go and name some animals then. You look like. Can I edit your name? You're female. Okay, maybe we find a male hippo. Do we have a male hippopotamus? Young adult. Male. Right, can I name you? Hopefully I can. Social groups low, yeah. Aha. Right. We have Michael the hippo. Who's underwater currently. Okay. So what does he need in his social group? Does he need a mate? Adult population. Too few adults and juveniles in the animal social group. Oh, so we need to get another hippo is what we're saying to keep you happy then. Okay. Can we... Is there any animals? Is there a hippo? Grizzly bear. Timber wolf. No. No. Sorry, Michael. Right. Okay. Zoo. Right. So we've got Michael. What animal suits who? Hippo, definitely Michael. What would Trent be if Trent were to be an animal? Something mischievous and small. A sloth. No, that'd be you. Trent's not a lion. He's not a snake. A timber wolf? No. Lemur. Yeah, I was thinking lemur. Trent the lemur. Hang on, you're female. You're female. You're male. Yeah, Trent the lemur. Right, there's Trent. So we can keep our eye on Trent at all times. Okay. Right. Tessie. I reckon... Hang on, the Lemur playing... What? That's a thing. Lemur with the piano. Who knew? Right. I think if Michael's a hippopotamus, then I think Nico's definitely got to be an elephant. Where are you, Nico? Oh. No. Oh, hang on. No. Yes, there we go. Nico the elephant. Is there a smaller one? He's quite sizable, is Nico. Right, Ed. We'll go through the moderators. Right, Ed. What would Ed be? Something old. What? Grizzly bear? Ed the old bear? Tortoise. Hang on, no, and we got a tortoise. 32 years old. Yeah, that'll do. In tortoise years, that's probably quite a lot. Old and slow. Oh, where are you, Ed? There you are. Right. We're going to rename you to Ed. Ed the tortoise. Right. Any other moderator we got left then is Larwood. What doesn't make a noise? Spider. They're Australian. Larwood the spider. He's a bird eater, apparently. Larwood needs to be a horse. You don't have a horse in a zoo? Or can we, okay, zebra then. About as close as we get to a horse, isn't it? There you go. Larwood the stripy horse. Right, there's Larwood. No, that's not how you spell Larwood. Right, Larwood the stripy horse. Right. Tall and gangly. Well, that's got to be Liam. Although you're female. Oh, that's quite cool. You've got a viewing platform up there. We've got another giraffe. Yeah, that's Liam. Tall and gangly. That was quite easy, wasn't it? Right then. Who have we got? Colin. What is Colin? Warthog? Colin the bear? Are you a bear, Colin? Shy and retiring. Bear. Yeah. I'd say Colin the bear. Where are you? Yeah, you are Colin. All right, Colin the bear. Stokey. What's Stokey? Ostrich? Peafowl? I got a poisonous frog. Why have we got a poisonous frog? I was thinking snow leopard, cold and grumpy. We can go with that. Right, Stokey the snow leopard. Where are you? That's a name. Right, Stokey the snow leopard. What would you be? Yeah, I was just thinking that. What would you be? Warthog? Small and slightly annoying. I think warthog. Ostrich. No, they're quite rapid. I don't think Sim's rapid in any way, shape or form. Slow and annoying sounds like you. Right, Simhaven. Okay. Tiger. Tiger's got to be a tiger, hasn't he? Although he's not a tiger. Tiger the tiger. He's far from a tiger. He's a bloody pussycat. But okay. Tiger. Right. Who have we got from the regulars? Ostrich for Amy Lou. Yeah, I was just looking to see. Common ostrich. Because, you know, common. Oh, God, no, that's a tree. Plant thing. Right. Amy Lou. There we go. Okay. I think that's most of them named. What did she want me to do? Animal welfare has attracted protesters. What am I supposed to do with that information? Oh, God. Well, how am I supposed to get rid of... Needs more social space. Animals have severe social welfare issues. Well, don't we all? Right. So terrain's fine. Environment. Don't like that. Don't like that. Adult population. No, it's fine now. Yeah, grass is fine. Dorset. Yes, Dorset. Tortoise. No, Ed's already a tortoise. Yeah, definitely. With Ed. Oh, yeah, they can be... Oh, they'll love that. That they're together. Okay. Dorset. There we go. Dorset the tortoise. They can spend their... Ed and Dorset can spend their retirement together. Right, social's fine. They're happy together. Food enrichment. Toy enrichment. They need enrichment. Habitat. Food enrichment. Okay, that's the wrong food thing. Barrel feeder? Nope. What do you want? A veggie jelly cake. That didn't work. Okay, we'll go with toy then. What sort of things does it... I can't see... No, them playing with a tyre. So how do you know which one goes with which animal? Look at the tags on the right. Oh, yeah. What are we? Tortoise. Cardboard box? Who doesn't like a cardboard box? Well, apparently Dorset. A chew toy? No. A gift... Oh, just threw a gift box in. Yeah. Do they not like... Hang on. Right, any of those things then? Not that.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
Oh, there we go. She finally woke
It's
up.
fair to say that you've passed the first part of your training with flying colours. There's still lots more to learn, but we'll have to head to another one of Bernie's zoos for that. If you want to grab your passport, we'll head off, shall we?
We got to stay in this zoo. Because otherwise we'll have to rename all the bloody animals.
Sounds like you got the whole zoo purring away nicely. Well, purring, grunting, screaming, booming. All the appropriate noises. I guess I was right to hire you, huh? Don't tell her I told you, but Nancy wasn't sure you'd even last the morning. So, we're happy this is working out. And Nancy owes me a Foxy coffee. As strange as it seems, considering we just met, when I look at you, I feel like you're the child I never had. After the one I did have, obviously. But you see, zookeeping's not for my daughter. Don't get me wrong. Emma absolutely loves animals, but she set her sights somewhat higher. Wants to save the entire planet. I'll just settle for saving a couple of species. Oh, and maybe having a type of frog named after me.
Yeah, we need a Richard. Speaking of frog, I think Richard, there's a Richard the poisonous frog. Where the hell is he? In there somewhere. There's a poisonous frog, which we shall now call Richard. There we go, Richard the poisonous frog. Right, so we've done what it wanted me to do as far as the basics. So let's just have a scan through all the animals then. They all seem to be happy. Welfare's fine. There's nothing in quarantine. Right, so what can we... Facilities, animal exhibit, staff facilities, bins, benches, transport rides, guest facilities. Right, can we enhance the guest facilities then? Bernie's Baker's counter, which we can't seem to place. Why can't we place that? Okay, I won't place that then. Does it not let us put stuff down on paths? Where's the entrance? Where is the entrance? There's some things out there. No, it asked me if I wanted to move on to another park, or stay with this one. So I'm guessing I can now. I've now just got free reign to do what I want with this park. I'm trying to find. There's the railway. So I can now enhance things within the free play. What the hell's going on in here? Oh, it's the hippos. So what's this thing? Is that like a viewing thing? Yeah, is that where you can go then to view... Go down there to view the animals, I'm guessing. And no one seems to be going. Why? Okay. Yeah, I'm just trying to find the entrance to the park. And see where people come in. Because you've got the train here that goes round the whole park. There, it goes through there, round there, and back again. So where did it come in? It's not here. It's not clear as to where the entrance is. It's not. There's a main road out there, unless it's here. Zoo. Right, so the main entrance is here. So I'm guessing they exit and enter into the world through these two entrances then. So we could almost build something else here. Because if then they're just walking through... I know, hang on. Was that the turnstile? Ah, no, we've got turnstiles there. Okay, so this is the entrance. Right, so one side and one the other. Okay. So what have we got here? Buy a balloon, chief beef. There's toilets. Okay, right, so facilities. Oh, has it got me locked in the... Yeah, or is it not letting me add to stuff? Well, there seems to be now bushes stopping people going to the... how do I debush? Staff paths, terrain, shaver, yeah. Nature. I don't want to bulldoze everything. That's going to get rid of the whole of that. Can I? Ah. That. There we go. So, okay, exit the editing. Rid of that. So I've placed a food stand there, which just seems pretty stupid now. It's got no member of staff. Let's get rid of that. I want to go back to facilities, food stalls. There we go. Right. Is there some sort of bin? Bins. Some benches. People can sit and right in the middle of the walkway. Just blocking the way. Oh, I can't put them on the grass. Right, are you... right. Scenery rating, prices, yeah. Right. Right, so is there any more room then for us to add any more animal enclosures? So it depends on the limit of the map. Hang on, what was that? Oh God. What? The ring-tailed lemur is expecting offspring. Oh, that's a lemur's bum. Hang on. Has Trent been busy? Where's Trent? Has he been in there? Trent did a thing. Yeah. Is Trent now Daddy Trent? You're an adult. Oh dear. Hang on. He's always horny. This is true. Right. So it needs tropical. We need tropical plants in here. And more coverage. Oh God, that's a bit extreme. No, I didn't want to put that down. There we go. Happy Trenty. Oh God. Are we going to watch two zebras get it on? I guess they're not going to show that, are they? There's now going to be a... Hang on, this is Larwood now, isn't it? Yes, Larwood's about to get it on. Why? Okay. Zoya the Indian peafowl is about to have offspring. Oh dear. We'll give you some... Was it pooed? Oh, there we go. We got a baby peafowl. They just appear because that's how childbirth happens. Oh God, the wolf's now expecting offspring. So, visiting players. Hang on, Rich T's in my... What? Okay, Rich T's in here, and Wanless is here as well, apparently. That's a thing. Right. Oh God, another one's having offspring. Ostrich has had offspring. Why have we got horny things? Right, we don't want to go into Zoopedia. Right, where's... How are my animals doing? Okay. Animals seem to be... all okay. Is that Amy Lou? What, the giraffe? What, she had kids? Name. Oh God, there's lots of feather rustling going on. Hi, Chef Lad. Right, food enrichment. Amy New needs. Okay. Habitat. Food enrichment. Oh, we don't want... what are you? You're an ostrich. A forage box. Obstructed. Okay. There we go. That should make you happier. Yes, it does. Where's Rod Hole? You can see where he's got his hand. Right, so that should be Amy Lou happy. Alright. So, because this was the same map that we started with, it isn't giving us any space, I don't think, to be able to expand into. I don't know what our buildable area is. Habitat cleanliness is a disease risk. What? Cleanliness. Well, how do I... every year, every 3 months. Can I? You could, I'm guessing. I won't, but you probably could. So how do I? So can I actually increase? Well, it's coming over here to clean. Yeah. Mechanic every year, vet every year, keeper every 3 months. So if I go keeper every month, that should hopefully keep it cleaner. The ring-tailed lemur's about to have offspring. Yeah, Trent's been at it again. Oh God, we don't want to watch you doing the babies thing. And then I watch you doing the babies thing. Oh, it's a little baby lemur! Oh! There we go, little baby lemurs. With Daddy Trenty. Right, what was I doing? I was seeing if we could actually... Can we increase construction? Oh God, that's things. Yeah. Are we restricted then? What's the limit? Where's the giraffes? Here? Here. One of which is Amy Lou. No, Liam. Liam the giraffe. Amy Lou's an ostrich. Giraffes and zebras are in together. They obviously get along. Yeah, so I don't know if I can. Ah, no, hang on. There's the right, so there's the limit of the map, which is the square. Right, so in that case, we probably have got the ability to expand out a bit more then, haven't we? If that's our... Yeah, if that's our square, so we could build something, because we've got all this space over here then, haven't we? Look, up into that corner. So where's our nearest path? We've got a path there, so in theory we could build something here. Right, okay, how do we do that? Do we just go construction, architecture, walls, wall pieces? Dorset is expecting. Oh dear. Right. Can I go? Oh, select a wall, I suppose, would be useful, wouldn't it? Right. Okay, that's not right. What? That was less war than I expected it to be. Okay, maybe it won't just let me. There's a lot of babies being born. Is that's now... That can't be right, can it? Because that's just plonking it up in midair. So is there not a... builder environment lights or prop centerpieces, art shape, special effects? You don't want to know that. I wonder if there's, because with like the roller coaster one, there was like a blueprint. Hang on, blueprints. Duh. We want is some sort of, is there a blueprint for an enclosure? Oh, they require the DLCs handily. The new Johnny Morris. Yeah, I don't think it is that easy then to actually build your own enclosure. I thought we'd just be able to plonk down some walls and build our own one. Whether it's we are limited because this was the starting out one. I don't want to go to another map because we'd lose the animals that we've named. I've got to say, it's not as much fun as the roller coaster one. I can see why I haven't done it in 5 years and why I haven't been drawn back to doing it. The roller coaster tycoon is a lot more fun because you're getting an instant like reward for what you're doing, whereas this, I suppose eventually there'd be lots of stuff to do. But I suppose with the roller coaster type ones, you would get to a point where you've run out of things to do, wouldn't you? Although I did enjoy doing like Planet Coaster and stuff. I did enjoy doing those, but this seems to be at slower pace. Bizarre though, because there's loads of DLCs for it, so it must be popular, as it must be continued to being played because there's lots of DLCs out for it. I don't know. There's definitely got something lacking. Yeah, I don't know whether should I do that? Let's go back and see how easy it is just to start your own zoo. You're back. You missed. You're a dad, Trent. You missed it. I've got patience. I like slower paced games, but I think what I should have done is carried on the tutorial, because it would then move me to another park to probably unlock more things. So let's go to the main menu. And then see if we can do something from scratch. Just see how easy it is to do something from the very beginning. So we should have done the next tutorial. Look. It's 3 out of 36 scenarios we've done. Right, sandbox. Europe. flat terrain, name zoo. So is this going to be like starting off from an empty park? Problem is, what you want, or what I'd want, is, again, I'm trying to think of it like flat, like the roller coaster one, where you can just plonk down paths and then plonk down preset things. Oh, blimey. Yeah, we have literally got nothing. Okay. Alright, let's just do it the boring way initially. Let's just get a path. Going down the middle. Alright, habitat. Blueprints. Keep a hut. Long path. What I was hoping for would be a blueprint to, like, just a prefabbed enclosure so you could get yourself going without having to build every single enclosure, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. I don't want to go to Steam Workshop. Yeah, I think you got to build it from yourself. This is where doing the tutorials may help. You told me to go and start my own park. So what you're saying now is like, fine. No, fine. Fine. So you're saying I should have carried on with the tutorial. Fine.
Whoop.
Right, fine. We'll carry on with the tutorial. Don't listen to us, we're all idiots. Well, yes. Are we going to get the Welsh one back again?
Welcome to Madagascar. It's quite the change of scenery from dreary old England, huh? Apart from the weather, I suppose. They don't call these places rainforests for nothing. The zoo you'll be working in is an ape sanctuary, where we're doing vitally important conservation work. Not just for apes, but for all kinds of species. But apes, well, apes are some of the closest relatives to humans there are. And yet, the way the world treats them is like, well, very much like some of us treat our actual relatives. Anyway, that's why I'm determined that our operation here does some good. If we can all leave some part of the world in a better state than we found it, we'll have lived lives worth living. And speaking of states, I've a horrible feeling I left the house in the right one. When I get back, I expect my life won't be worth living at all.
What do you
Okay.
think of Madagascar then? Bit warm for my taste, to be honest. Anyway, this is Bernie's primate sanctuary. It's not just primates, though. We've got all sorts of animals. So why don't we go and have a look at some of them, eh? We'll start by taking a look at the red-ruffed lemurs. They're the ones that look like they should be in a Shakespeare play. Come on, let's head over to them.
Okay.
Red-ruffed lemurs are found in the rainforests of Masoala. That's in northeast Madagascar. They can actually live anywhere from 15 up to 25 years. Fancy that, eh? Okay, when you're ready, let's go find our Bornean orangutans.
Oh, okay. We don't want to look at the red thingy lemurs then. We're going to look at the orangutans.
The Bornean orangutan is such a marvellous creature. They're always a big favourite at any zoo they feature in, and they're also the biggest tree-dwelling animal on the
baby one.
planet. Assuming you don't count any lions that got stuck up one. Oh, why don't you take a better look at them? Open up their information panel and go into the animal camera.
Okay.
Aren't they just incredible? When you're ready, let's go and have a look-see at some of our beautiful bonobos. They're quite the characters.
What's a bonobo? Bonobos. I'm guessing whatever these are.
Oh dear! It looks like we've arrived just in time. One of the habitat's barriers has collapsed. And wouldn't you know it, one of the bonobos has made a run for it. We'll need to catch them. But before we do, we should box up the other bonobos to stop them escaping too. Select the habitat boundary to bring up the habitat information panel. Good. Now open the Animals tab. And click on Box All Animals to box up the remaining bonobos. Now, we'll need a vet to recapture that escaped bonobo, but it seems our last one left to do some research in the wild. Not an ideal situation. So, we'll need to hire a replacement sharpish. Go into the zoo section and then into the staff management area. You can find all of your staff in here, but there's no time to go looking at their particulars at the moment. Hire a vet. Now, click on one of the paths to place the vet in your zoo. Great. Now let's deal with our escapee before they can cause too much havoc. Use the animal alerts to jump to the escaped bonobo. And then click on the Call Vet button to call the vet over to capture it. Okay, that's a relief. So while the vet deals with our bonobo friend, let's go fix up their habitat so they can't escape again. Head back over there.
There. Okay. I'm here. Hello. I've arrived.
As you can see, the barrier's collapsed. Someone's taken their eye off the ball, obviously. Let's get this one replaced. Select the barrier and then we'll edit it. Delete the broken section of barrier and replace it with a brand spanking new one.
Select it and press delete, isn't it? Oh God, hang on, I've done a thing.
Good.
Oh, well, I don't know
Now
what I
that we've
did, but I
done
did a thing.
that, we need to make sure to add climb-proof barriers to the top. That way the bonobos won't be able to climb out. Just make sure you've got the correct piece of barrier selected when you do that. Okay, so go into the options section and select which side the climb-proof barrier needs to go on. And don't get it wrong. We're more worried about bonobos climbing out than guests climbing in.
Climb proof. Left, right. Oh God. Left?
Nicely done.
Oh.
And I think it's high time we unboxed those bonobos, wouldn't you say? The poor mites will get sad if we leave them in there for too long. Select the habitat barrier to bring up the habitat information panel again. And then open the Animals tab. And finally, click on Unbox All Animals to let them out. I expect some of them are fair bursting for the toilet. So, it turns out that as well as the old vet leaving, the zoo's mechanics did too. We'll need to hire a couple of new ones so we can help stop any more breakouts. You see, mechanics do all sorts of helpful things around the zoo, but one of their most important jobs is taking care of the habitat barriers. Without mechanics around to repair them, the barriers will crack, crumble, and fall down. And before you know it, we'll be overrun with escaped animals. Go into the zoo section and then into the staff management area again. Oh, gosh, we have been busy, haven't we? Good work there. I'm off for a cuppa. Oh, I think Bernie wants a word with you.
Uh-oh, I'm getting a sack.
Oh, I hear you had a bit of an issue with an escaped bonobo. The main thing is that you dealt with it swiftly. And more importantly, without the animals stealing someone's clothes, putting them on, and then walking out of the front gate.
You see, another key responsibility for our vets is animal research. Researching animals allows vets to unlock new enrichment items, additional information for our education resources, enhanced breeding programs, and improvements to food quality. Oh, the animals' food, not the vets. It'll take more than a research grant to improve the staff canteen. Anyway, as you can see, research is a key part of running your zoo. In order for a vet to undertake research, they require a research centre. And once again, that's something that this zoo is missing. So let's build one. I've marked out an area for you to put it.
Have you now? There. Okay.
Now, you've probably noticed that there's already a building where I want you to build the research centre. Don't worry. You see, the building that's currently there is actually a hollow shell, so we're able to place our new building inside of it. If you select the research centre for placement and then hover over the shell, you'll see that it asks if you want to add the research centre to the existing building. Okay, click to add it to the building. Oh, but that won't place it in just yet, though. First, we'll need to rotate our research centre so it automatically connects to the path when we place it. Right, splendid work. Now that we have a brand spanking new research centre, we can give our vets something to do in there. Oh, by the way, it's worth noting that the vets will only do research when they're not required to do any other jobs. That said, you can change what jobs a vet does via their information panel. But let's not worry about that just now. So, let's get our vet researching ring-tailed lemurs. Go into the zoo section and select Vet Research. Here, you can see a list of all the animals present in your zoo, and also all the potential diseases that can occur. Now, drag and drop your vet onto the ring-tailed lemur to start their research.
What? Drag and drop your vet onto the... Oh, okay. Oh, the name.
Actually, thinking about it, I'm not sure we've got any education boards or speakers by the lemur's habitat. Let's head over there and add some, so our guests can learn all about the furry little delights.
Over there.
First off, let's pop down 2 education boards. Place them on the habitat barriers at a height that guests can see, or, if you like, pop them down on a stand.
rotate, rotate, rotate.
Okay, now that they've been put into position, we have to tell them what animal to display information about. Select one of the education boards to bring up its information panel. And from the drop-down list, select ring-tailed lemur. Although I'm sure that last part was obvious.
Oh, really?
When you link an education board or a speaker to an animal, you need to make sure that said animal is close by. If it isn't, the guests will get confused and won't learn as much. Okay, now that we've done the education boards, let's pop down a pair of speakers. Speakers play audio to the guests so they can learn while they look at the animals, instead of having to go through the laborious process of reading. Oh, one thing to bear in mind is that it's important not to put the speakers too close together. If you do, the guests won't be able to understand what's being said. Now we simply need to link the speakers to the ring-tailed lemurs, just like you did with the education boards.
Okay. Where's the other speaker? Oh, there. Ring-tailed lemur.
Fantastic! Oh, it's worth remembering that education boards and speakers both need power to work. They won't do much good without it. Oh, it looks as though our vet has completed their research on ring-tailed lemurs. We'll need to collect the results. We can do that by clicking on the notification or by going back into the vet research area. Go on, collect your research rewards. Just so you know, vets will continue to research an animal even after successfully completing a research level. I suppose when you're in the zone, you're in the zone. Well, now that we've enriched the lives of our guests, let's enrich the lives of our ring-tailed lemurs. Some animals, like lemurs, will have a climbing need. That means they have a requirement for a certain amount of climbing space, and you can fulfill that requirement by building them a climbing frame. Let's find out how much more climbing space our lemur friends need, shall we? Select one of them and bring up their information panel.
Yeah, she does go on.
Next, click on the Terrain tab. Now, as you can see, the lemurs need quite a lot more climbing space. But as it happens, I've already got a climbing frame blueprint built for you. So you can either pop that down or build one yourself from scratch. By the way, it's not always just climbing needs that you have to worry about. Other animals might need a certain amount of water in their habitat so they can go for a swim. They certainly do keep us on our toes.
There we go.
Oh, that's a great climbing frame for them. They're going to absolutely love it. Do you know what would make them even happier, though? Nicer food. But that's true of all of us, though, isn't it? You can unlock better quality food for animals through research. Luckily, we've already unlocked some for the lemurs, so all that remains is to make sure they get served it from now on. Let's bring up the habitat information panel by selecting the lemur habitat.
Okay. Which is...
Lovely.
Yeah.
Now select the Animals tab. There we go. As you can see, we can set the food quality in here. Just click on the drop-down menu and select Grade 2 Food Quality. Grade 2 Food Quality. My mouth's already watering. So, a new climbing frame and better food. Oh, you've really spoilt those lemurs rotten. Now, I think it's time we looked at one of the zoo's most important responsibilities. Releasing animals into the wild. You see, when we feel an animal is ready, we can release them into the wild. But what makes an animal a good candidate for release? Well, their age is an important factor. I mean, we can't release an animal that's a juvenile, just as we can't release one that's gotten too old. They'll also need to be fertile. After all, the idea is to repopulate the wild, so the best candidates will have a high fertility gene. And together, the age and fertility of a candidate will determine how many conservation credits we'll be rewarded when we release them. Now, conservation credits are vitally important. They're the lifeblood of your zoo, because earning them allows you to adopt even more animals. And what's more, the animals you can adopt will be of a higher quality. So, with that in mind, let's pop over to our orangutan habitat.
I've got to say, this is one of those games for me that I almost think that there's too much to do, personally. I like it for the fact that you've got a bit of control, but there's a lot of layers and a lot of things you have to do. I prefer, which is why I think I like the roller coaster one, I prefer the simplicity of going, right, you build a ride, you can adjust the speed of a ride, and you can adjust the ride, or you can build your own ride, and you put food and drink down, and the more people you get on your park, the more money you've got to be able to build more rides, and so on and so forth. If this was just a case of going, you put down an animal enclosure, you make sure that you've got food and water, and I like the terrain bit, making sure they've got the terrains right, so the grass and the sand and the playability and toys to play with, I get that. Making sure that people can see them, get that. It, for me, and it should be do that, move on. There seems to be a lot of things going on that you'd forget them all. I would. I'd be like, wow. And I think you'd get information overload. That there's just too much to do. I should have played Planet Coaster. So yeah, I like it. I can see why it took me 5 years to come back at it. I can't remember what I did the first time and how far I got. I should imagine somewhere around here was probably how far I got the first time. But yeah, I don't think it's something I will go back to again, or I don't think it's something I will continue on with. I can see the benefit to it. This is one of those that I think would benefit, and I hate to keep saying multiplayer, but would benefit from multiplayer. Could you imagine if there was if it was even 2-person multiplayer, so that you could have 2 of you looking after things, or the ability to actually wander around the park. Like obviously we've got virtual people here, like we've got Rich T in the park somewhere. Who we can actually follow, I think. Somehow. There you go, first person view. So these sort of things are interesting, but I think it's more interesting with the roller coasters. So yeah, I sort of get the concept of it. Whether it's just the tutorial, it's just too much. And this is, I'm on 3 of 36 tutorials to go through to be able to give you all the information. And there's too many menus. There's too much going on to be able to go, right, what have I got? How do I do that? Where do I go for that? What do I do? So yeah, interesting, but yeah, maybe not for me. It's a shame, I said, because the idea of it is actually really cool. And I've been looking forward to doing it. A couple of times I thought, do I swap it out and do something else? I thought, no. I like the coaster ones. I can't remember doing it because it was 5 years ago. I thought, no, I'll give it another go. And then, yeah, I think that if all the tutorials would have been in one zoo or one park, I think that would have been more enjoyable. So start out with a basic park, and then you build up your park within all the tutorials. I get what they're trying to do is they're taking you to different climates in the world. So I'm guessing there'll be a snowy one and another one. But yeah, a lot of information to take in. So yeah, I wish I'd done the coaster one now instead. But there we go. It was something different for a couple of hours. Hopefully tomorrow lunchtimes is more enjoyable, or I think it's going to be, because that's going to be Red Dead 2 tomorrow lunchtime. Where I'm going to start out in the single player, and then when I can unlock MP, then going to be jumping into MP. So that's tomorrow lunchtime. Monday lunchtime is going to be something multiplayer. I think it might be the continuation of me and Trent with holes that we jump through. That could be Monday lunchtime. But tonight, back in, well, 4 hours time now then, with some tabletop sim, which I'm definitely looking forward to. Going to play some Uno, and then going to play some Cards Against Humanity. I think I've dug out a couple of half-decent decks. We'll have some fun with that tonight. So yeah, tomorrow lunchtime then is Red Dead 2. Tomorrow night we'll be doing something, don't know what yet. There wasn't enough of us to do a quiz, so we're going to do something else tomorrow night. Monday lunchtime, so it could be some Portal 2. Monday night, another new game, Fallout 76. Never played it, so we're going to be doing that in MP. I need to make sure I'm at the point of MP ready for that one. Tuesday lunchtime, Train Sim World 6, where I'm going to be on the West Coast Main Line South. Tuesday night, something else we haven't done for a few years, SnowRunner. Going to be tackling that in MP, need to get ready for that. New Year's Eve then, at lunchtime, The Sims 4, a final look in this year at our household in The Sims, where we've had someone new move in. New Year's Eve evening, not sure yet what I'm doing. May stream, may not stream, may give you a night off of peace from me. But then we're back on New Year's Day with a couple of streams potentially. Our next Friday is Fernbus at lunchtime, and then an ETS2 convoy in coaches in the snow in Italy. And then to finish off the Christmas streams in a week's time, we've got some repo in the evening. So lots of stuff still to come. So yeah, not so I'm disappointed by that, but it's a lot of overload for that. It's just they're just bombarding you with so much information. So it's great that they've gone in depth with the game, but personally, I think they've gone a bit too in depth. I'd rather see a simplified version of that, because I think that would be more enjoyable. So there we go. So thanks to you lot then for keeping me company for the last couple of hours for that one. Enjoy your afternoon. I'm now going to clean my kitchen, because that's my excitement. I'll be back in 4 hours time to do some tabletop. Until then, if you have been, thanks for watching.